It's Graydon Ursel here with Forever Booked. I'm here with one of my wonderful clients, Collette. Colette's a nurse practitioner. She's the owner of Bozy Aesthetics in Calgary, Alberta. And it's Bozy, right? Is it Bozy or Bozy?
Bozy.
Bozy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I remember like when I first met you, I thought that name was awesome. So it's
Yeah, it's a
really
nickname for Botox that one of my friends gave.
Oh, that kind of sounds Australian actually, because are they Australian, Betty
He's
chance?
he's South African.
Okay, yeah. They like to
Yeah.
add like Y's at the end of everything.
Yeah, yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
Cool. Well, yeah, thanks for jumping on the call, Colette. Appreciate it.
No problem.
Cool. So let's start this off, Colette. I think you signed up like in September. I think it was September or October this year.
Yeah, last
Okay,
year.
cool. Yeah, last year. So I know it's a while back, but can you just remember like when you first signed up with us, like what was the current situation of your clinic, and what sort of prompted you to want to sign up to Forever Booked?
So I was when I started my clinic, I had quite a few clients that came with me from my previous role, or like my
Yeah.
previous job clinic that I was working at. And I was using word of mouth referrals for the most part. And I found after 2 years in operation that my new clients or the spend that my existing clients were making kind of plateaued. And I wanted to do something that was going to bring in some more cash flow, as well as, just get some new clientele coming into the clinic because the market's pretty saturated here. So I wanted to do
Yeah.
something that was different than the other marketing opportunities that were out there with, search engine optimization and whatever on Google. Everybody was offering kind of the same thing for marketing, and it didn't grab me. And there was not really a way to measure the return on investment with those traditional types of marketing agencies. So I just wanted to find a company that was doing something different. And I came across Forever Booked through listening to a podcast called The Injector's Quarter. I don't know if anybody's listened to that or not.
I've never heard of that.
It's a 15-minute podcast with four industry leaders talking about different elements of the injection world, and Nathan Strom is one of the presenters on that.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha. Okay, yeah,
So,
yeah. Nathan's awesome.
yeah. So they talk a lot about marketing in the podcast. And so he encouraged listeners to reach out to him if they were looking for a marketing strategy for their clinic. And that's how I came to find out about you guys.
Okay, cool. And
Yeah.
had you hired any marketing companies before working with us, like any agencies, consultants, or anything? Or
I was working independently with somebody who I know, like a friend of mine who does.
okay,
She does a little bit of marketing. Well, her job is in marketing. She works in alcohol and wine importation sales. So she was helping me a little bit with things when I initially opened. So that was year one. But I didn't really see the value or the return on investment that I was making with her, with just using social media basically as my platform. So besides her, no, I haven't worked with anybody else. I spoke to a lot
okay,
of people and got a lot of quotes
yeah,
from different companies locally, but they were all offering the same thing, and it was really expensive. So I didn't want to pull the trigger on any of those things.
yeah. That's the thing about like there's pros and cons to hire someone locally. Like the pro is that they know the local market, but in my opinion, it's best to get like the markets, they do differ, but they don't differ that much between cities, right? Like the psychology stays the same. So you can definitely, there's benefits of hiring someone locally, but if you can get someone that specializes in like one niche, I think you get better results. I may be a bit biased, but
No, I agree with you completely, because a lot of the people that I spoke to when I was looking for marketing agencies, they didn't really understand what my product is. So
yeah.
I didn't feel confident hiring any of the people that didn't really understand the industry. So it was really exciting to find a company that's just working with this industry of people.
Yep. So let's go back to all the way to September. Do you remember what campaign we launched with? Did we launch a booster shot campaign for you, or did we go straight to ads?
We went to booster shot first, and I did ads and the booster shot kind of in tandem. Well, I think the booster shot was, I launched a couple days before doing the Facebook ads. So that was the first thing that went out, was the booster shot. Yeah.
Okay. And how was that experience for you once you launched the campaigns?
It was wild. Like, it was wild how many people wanted to take advantage of the promo that I had offered, which was just a full syringe of filler, microneedling, and then 10 units of toxin for like $600, which was,
Okay.
it was like a 25% savings. So it was a really good package, but I had filled my entire month calendar after that went out within like I think less than 10
And
hours.
was that just the booster shot?
Yeah.
That okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was overwhelming because I'm sole operator and practitioner within my practice. So I don't have
Yeah.
somebody helping me book appointments and things like that. So I just had to wait to do the Facebook ad part because the booster shot was so successful.
Yeah, it often happens. And that's why we always start with that, right? We start off with the existing database because it's a low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
And how many people roughly were in your database at that time? Like couldn't have been that many, was it?
I think I have about 650,
Okay.
something around there, maybe
Yeah.
700. Yeah, so between 6 and 700.
Okay. Did you get involved with a referral program at all? I think that might be
So
something
that's
that could
something
work
that
for
I
you.
still need to do, and I would like to do and I have to watch all of the videos and the modules about the referral program, but I've just been sort of in the thick of it with the booster shots, and then I was away and whatnot. But the
Yeah.
referral program is going to be the next thing that
Yeah.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyone watching this is like a great case study of how like everyone's like so obsessed about Facebook ads, but you don't necessarily need to make that the main thing. Like we could take another crack at it. Like there's other offers that we could try. For example, Nathan Strom with Facebook ads, he runs some low ticket offers, but then he also has like a $300 offer that people come in for. And then he's also running a $1,200 offer too. So he's running like a more high ticket ad on Facebook, which can also be like something to experiment with. But there's so many options. And that's why like with our program, we don't want to just make it all about ads. It's like we diversify. So the booster shots and then the referral program, yeah, that's something that I built out with this guy named Lauren Howard. And this guy is like really good with operations and everything in a clinic. And that program's like really crushing with it. So that's something we can explore for you as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, because like everyone that comes in, it's like those are all you can multiply every client that comes in, right? So each client that comes in, you can really think of as almost 5 clients because they probably have like 5 people that they can refer you. So it's just about like systematizing that.
And I do my own referral program within like just internally. So, giving people a discount or a $50 credit or whatever if they refer somebody, but I don't advertise it, which is.
Yeah. There's 2 different ways you can do it. Like you can do it proactively in the clinic, and then you can also send people home with like a link that they can send their friends and everything. Yeah. So they can do it in their own time.
Okay.
Cool.
Coming up next.
Yeah, coming soon.
Yeah.
So Collette, what are you excited about here coming up in the coming months or in the coming year? Like where do you want to take your clinic and what are you excited about this year?
I am just excited to keep kind of growing and making sure that my calendar is full month after month. I'm not one of the people that want to grow my business and start hiring other people and get larger and larger and larger. I sort of want to taper off and retire in 10 years. So I'm just excited to, keep bringing people in using the SMS campaigns because my clients really like that and they're really happy to get discounts kind of month after month on larger items like you were saying about Nathan Strom doing. So but the referral program I'm excited about as well. So I think that would be a successful thing to implement in the clinic. And I'm just excited to not worry or stress about my weeks being empty at any point in time because it doesn't seem like I've run into that since I started with you guys.
Awesome. Yeah, it's nice. It's like, you don't have to grow for the sake of growing, which so many people do. They just like bring on more staff, bring on more people, and then suddenly they just have this like super high overhead. And it's like not very fun.
No, it's stressful too to manage people. So
yeah. No, awesome. No, we're excited to help you with that because like everything our program does is designed to like you want to be able to grow your business and not have like you don't want to have a million people to do everything, right? Like for example, the AI, this next upgrade that we're doing, it's going to make it even more efficient, and that replaces someone like at the front desk responding to all these people, right? So you can make it much more efficient.
Very cool.
Cool. So last question, Collette. There's a lot of people out there, a lot of clinic owners like you, right? You're more like a smaller clinic, solo practitioners, solopreneurs, smaller clinics, and they want to grow. They want to, make their marketing lives more efficient, but they may be like on the fence, right? So what would you say to someone not just owning a med spa, but like sort of similar in your situation, if they're considering like doing something like this?
Well, the biggest part of the program that I've appreciated is that it really removes the amount of time that I spend on social media. So I think that that becomes like an overwhelming part of the job when you're going into business for yourself, is that you have to spend all of this time on social media and you have to be just present in that realm. And for me personally, social media started to give me quite a lot of anxiety because it was such this expectation that I needed to be on there all the time to be able to advertise the products that the services that I provide, and try to stand out from the rest of the people that are also advertising on social media. And it just becomes really daunting for me. That was my experience. So if anybody is experiencing the same kind of overload of needing to be constantly present on social media and they would like to reduce that amount, Forever Booked software is like, that's been besides the financial reward, it's been like, I don't have to constantly be on Instagram and on Facebook and doing all of those things. It just takes a lot of effort to do that. Yeah.
It's like a second job. Do you feel like the time was like responding to people, or is the pressure of like posting stuff to constantly bring people in? Where are you spending that time?
Posting was a big part of it. So before and afters, and getting on there and being like videoing myself and my space and just trying to advertise in that way, but also responding to people who are inquiring about services. So, 3 hours a day probably on social media is what I was spending. And I don't like to. So I
don't think a lot of people like to.
I'm not one of those people that likes doing
it's like it. I want to be a med spa owner, not an influencer.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the direction that society has gone in, right? Like everybody's on social media, and like with Instagram, because I didn't follow their rules and regulations to a T, I actually got banned from advertising for paid advertisements on Instagram. So then it was like, so I need to create a new account and like start from scratch. And I don't know, on Facebook as well. So doing the Forever Booked, the SMS campaigns, all of my clients are aware when I'm having a promo going on, and I don't have to advertise it on Instagram. Like I don't have to even try to come up with a graphic or, anything like that. So it's been a lot. It's taken a lot off of my plate for sure.
Yeah. So it sounds like the program had saved your time there, but it's more importantly, like reduce your reliance on those platforms, right?
Exactly.
That's a big thing. It's like, it's easy. We don't really want to rely on a single platform to grow your business. Facebook ads are great, but if you're reliant on that and like it stops working, then you're like, you're kind of shit out of luck, right? But what you've been able to do is diversify through this SMS campaign and eventually with referrals and through other things. So that's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for taking the time, Collette. And here's to many more profitable months and years for you. Thanks for hopping on.
Thank you so much, Graydon. It's been a pleasure.